Hi, thank you very much for this interview. It's a pleasure to talk to both of you. I really enjoyed the film.
Good God almighty. You know, they put themselves in danger, girls like that. You'd think you'd learn by that age, right?
Please lay down. What are you doing?
It's okay. Hey, you're silent.
What are you doing? Hey, I said, what are you doing?
This movie, it's going to be uncomfortable for some people, for many people. Is promising young women your way of revenge of abused women?
No, I don't. Well, I certainly don't think so for me, but I definitely think it's good to make people feel uncomfortable. I love films that make me feel uncomfortable, or at least make me want to talk about them afterwards. I think that's a sign of, for me, something that's really been impactful. So it's just being honest about so much stuff that I grew up with, and that's sort of, I suppose, how most people start.
And Carey, your character, it's amazing because for audiences it's a little bit confusing. You don't know when you're playing, when you're having revenge, or please tell me about all of these subtle things that you built in a broken girl, but who's seeking revenge and give a lesson.
Yeah, I mean, it was just, I was so lucky with the writing, you know. It wasn't really, what was so great about this was that Emerald had written the script, she was also directing and producing, so she had such a kind of bird's eye view, as well as being in it with us. She could kind of look at the whole picture. So the responsibility to sort of manage any kind of shifts between the darker stuff and the lighter stuff was so left in the hands of Emerald, and I just got to sort of play. And I felt like, you know, it was just important. My only job really was to try and just be as truthful as I could and try and understand that character as well as I could, and just do what I felt was honest. And I was sort of, Emerald freed me so much of the sort of any kind of worry about the kind of comedy, or that I just felt like she had it so much in hand, I just didn't need to worry about it. So it was a very, very kind of easy filming experience, and there was, like, despite real time constraints, budgetary constraints, there was a sense of kind of play on set, of just trying things. So it was just a lot of kind of trying things, talking to Emerald, trying something else, talking to Emerald, you know. As long as the two of us were talking, I was fine.
Every week, I go to a club. I act like I'm too drunk to stand. And every week, a nice guy comes over to see if I'm okay.
You okay? You are so pretty. I am a nice guy.
Are you?
How was to play on the rules of comedy and thriller? Because there's a very thin line between genres in this film.
Yes, I think, again, it's all the stuff I love. I think that's when you write anything or you make anything, you're sort of making it for yourself in a funny way, in a film that you think you'd enjoy and respond to. And certainly for me, the kind of films I like tend to be very dark comedies. And when I'm talking about anything difficult in my own life, usually the only way I'm really able to communicate it is via kind of humour. So it felt very natural to me for the tone of this film to sort of walk that line, I guess.
I think the movie shows that there are no villains, but victims of the cultural circumstances. This was a very interesting thing, that sometimes I don't think it's fair to judge the past from the present. I don't know what you think.
I mean, from my own perspective, I think, you know, the film isn't sort of, there's nothing black and white about the story, and there's no one is being directly called out, and it very much is an investigation of our culture. But I do think it's about accountability, isn't it? It's about sort of accepting things that you've done and being able to, I think, you know, it's only by accepting and apologizing that you can move forward. And we've seen countless examples of that in societies over the years, of wrongs that have been done. So I think, yeah, it feels more that you know, the issue with some of these defenses is that they're not actually apologies, and the excuses are getting in the way of just accepting responsibility and being able to move on. And in fact, the characters who do that in the film are granted forgiveness. They're not condemned, they're not doomed, they are granted forgiveness. But it takes them acknowledging what they've done.
What are you gonna do?
I don't know.
It's every guy's worst nightmare getting accused like that.
Can you guess what every woman's worst nightmare is? I wanted to be a doctor my whole life. Lately, I've been feeling like I might want to get back into it.